How's it going? Anxiety ASMR here. Anxiety got 2 rocks and some wet rocks in a cup. I meant rare earth elements in a cup. Because I'm going to try to do the difference between like dry rocks and wet rocks, see if they sound any different. Which they probably don't, but we're going to find out. And also, before we get into it, I'll try to answer these 2. I got a whopping 2 questions on my Q&A post. Let's see if I can get to it here. Itch the side of my head. There we go. I got my little fluff on there. Let me get over here. Alright. The first question is by Aaron. And they asked, what is my zodiac sign? And I believe the zodiac sign is the thing that you get like from your birth month. And I'm a Pisces, which I've been told is like the annoying one, or like, yeah, pretty much the annoying one. And I was born in March. Actually, I was born on the Ides of March, which is pretty cool. I'll get into the next question in a bit. Because we got so many questions down there. We got 2 of them, and that's a lot. I can't tell if it's because of the difference in the size of the rocks or not. One moment, let me pour some of the water in this cup. I did not think this through. Alright, I'm back. We got some of the water poured out of the cup here. And I got also, like, sitting weird there. I got real scared when I went to record this video because it kept telling me that my audio device thingy wasn't connected. And that was because my USB cord was slightly unplugged on my mic. And that took me longer than I want to admit to figure out. I was going through device managers and all kinds of crap. What is y'all's zodiac sign? If you feel like it, leave it in the comments. Something that's really cool. One of the women I was with, actually the one I was just with, me and her birthday were on the exact same day. And when she asked me what my birthday was and I told her, she didn't believe me. I had to show her my ID card and I was about to have to whip out my birth certificate. She thought I was lying. Something that's even cooler than that is me and my brother's birthday are on the exact same day. I haven't been able to see my brother in like 2.5 years now. I don't get to talk to him that often either. I miss him. I'm trying to like fluff them around in the cup. answer the next question real quick. And if you got any other questions you would like answered, please leave them in the comments and I'll answer them in the next video. Miss YC6SU asked, what has it been like growing up and what do you want to do in the future? I grew up very poor. Matter of fact, I'm still extremely poor. Bottom meat sandwiches poor. But I didn't know I was poor until we were doing like a little program in school to get all the poor kids like lunch and stuff like that. And we were filling out something and my family's name was down on the paper. And I was kind of like right then I was like, oh, we're poor, okay. But I never really knew that until that point. That was around in middle school sometime. Because I always grew up outside, just doing stuff outside, playing and running around and digging holes. I never really, I spent time with my actual mother and father, but I really didn't at the same time because they thought substances were better than taking care of their kids. And that's something I had to learn to forgive them for. So, overall, I didn't realize how rough I grew up until I got to be about 20 years old and started to think back on my life. And I've lived a lot of life to be 20 years old. And really, honestly, that didn't click until I was talking to the people that baptized me. And they told me my story was inspiring about all the stuff I'd been through and about how I just kind of shrugged it off. And I thought that was really cool. They told me how to tell the stories online and stuff like that, but I just never thought anybody would care. I'm trying to just think of some stories to throw out there to show what growing up was like for me. I grew up outside. My first job was working on a farm when I was about 12 years old when I first started getting paid to work out there. Moving hay bales, shoveling corn and taking care of cows. And then when I turned 17, I got a job at Sonic. And then after that, I got a job in a foundry. And then after that, I got a job at where I work now, which is pretty cool. But nothing has ever compared to farm work. I hope I answered that part of the question well. And what do I plan on doing in the future? I'm hoping this ASMR channel goes somewhere, and I'd like to create a little channel where I just do play old school games and stuff like that, but I also figured nobody'd really want to watch that, so I've kind of hesitated on doing that. And I'd like to own a good piece of property out somewhere, maybe in Colorado or something, and have me a cool little farm with a cool little wife and a little kid, a little boy or something like that. Name the little butthead. Something cool. I've always enjoyed, I haven't always enjoyed, but about a month now I've been stuck on the name Lambright. It's an Amish last name of some Amish people my grandfather knew back in the 60s. And I've just been stuck. Lambright has been one of the most beautiful names I think I've ever heard for whatever reason. But my plans for the future: find a good woman, find me a good piece of property, and build my life, really. You just gotta find a good woman, and that's hard sometimes. I used to be a really bad nuisance when I was younger. That's part of the reason I'm afraid to have kids, because I used to get into all kinds of stuff. I was not always an angel. Cussing and screaming and fighting. I used to think all that kind of stuff was cool. Turns out it wasn't. I'm not very good at holding onto these rocks. There's one of them. I think the other one went under my table. I don't see it on the floor. Thought that was a rock, but it's a piece of fuzz. Caress the mic with my hair. I honestly think rocks sound amazing. I'm half tempted to dig out my old rock collection, because I have like hundreds and hundreds of just unique rocks I've gathered over time from walking creeks and stuff. Well, not walking creeks. I've got a big old creek that runs through the property I live on, and I've just collected rocks there for a while. Some rocks I've got out of caves and stuff like that. I'm thinking about trying to do a video with those, but it'll just be like a regular rock video, but with rocks I found throughout my life. And also, if I don't reply to some of your comments, because I even try to reply to the replies, I was going through there, and there was one person that replied something on my rock video, said that they enjoyed finding somebody that enjoyed rock sounds too. And I told them I was wanting to do this video here, and I never got a notification that they had replied to that, and so I had to reply to it today because I was going through all my comments on my videos. So if I don't reply or heart like your comment, I'm sorry, because I didn't get a notification for it. For some reason it doesn't pop up in my analytics or my community tab when I click on the unresponded comments. So, sorry. guess I figured out the best way to sum up how I grew up. I grew up really free because I grew up on a lot of property to roam around on. But at the same time, I grew up really poor. Like, really poor. I got my first console when I was 8 years old, other than a PS2. And that was a PS3, and we got it because somebody in the family passed away, and that left one of my aunts with a considerable amount of money, and she bought me, my brother, and my sister a PS3. And talk about fighting. We used to fight over that thing so bad. Well, me and my brother did. My sister was never really interested in it. But me and my brother, oh god, it was so bad. But of course, he's 26 now, and I'm only 21, so there was a considerable age difference, so you can pretty well guess who won those fights. I kinda wish sometimes I'd have treated my brother better. I still got the chance to, it's just he lives across the state, or across the country from me now, and I ain't got much contact with him because he's also really poor, like really poor. We're dripping. Got a few little stickery boos here. I was hoping to get more questions, but I figured I didn't really think anybody would leave any questions. So to the 2 people that did, thank you. And if, like I said, if y'all have any more questions that y'all would like answers to, please leave them in the comments. I will most definitely answer them in the next video. Go into serious rock rubbing mood. Oh yeah, oh it's on now. Everybody relax, relax. Be happy and spread kindness. Love one another. You'll never know when you won't have the chance to love them again. So love one another. Relax, relax, relax. Wow, this video kind of flew by. We're already at 19 minutes. Well, for what remainder? Serious rock rubbing mode deactivated. Let's set those back up there. I want to try to scroll through here on my new subscribers here and just kind of shout them out and say thank you. If I can figure out how you get to that again. I'm not the best at knowing how to navigate this stuff. Come on now. Here we go. Alright, like I've said before, I have dyslexia, so if I say any of y'all's names wrong, I'm sorry. Oh, we're already off to a Fantastic X. I'm gonna call you 4730, thank you. Sandro Rowe, thank you. Eric, Will, Colleen, Jason, hey, that's my dad's name. Victoria, your mom, James Dungerano, I cannot say that, about half dumb. Cold, Poofy, I am me, Black, and Does. Hermanacia, we're calling you 51%. True Raven, Knightley, Dexter, Exiolo, Dalchin, Mildly Stoned Cat, Dawson, Sophia, Shanky, Zip Zap Sob, Chrissy, Fitux, we're calling you T-shirt, Chris, Sweet, Air, Tyler, Egusalava. I know I butchered that, I'm sorry. I4 loves Maddie. Knia, Samuel, Starboy, Sam, Entity ASMR, Malik, Seth, G59, Money Sign, Alex, Judson Jackson, Isaac, Millennia, Alex, J-Jam, Growl Dubs, Caitlin. Hey, I think I did that one right. Usually those kind of names mess me up. Ian, I don't know how to pronounce that. August Thomas, Unadopted, Roy, Evan, that one, 2.3, Johnny Real Splash, Aramis, Modern Maryland, Ivan Del Rey, Fishing with Mason, Kalani Weeks, and Grave Candy. I believe that was the start of my other subscribers, but we'll just flip around. Well, let me see if we can get on focus. Or you can't, but you can kind of. Thank you to all these people you cannot see. I think we hit the bottom. Yeah, we hit the bottom of the ones that are public at least. But sincerely, thank you to all you people. Y'all don't know how much y'all make my day. How much I appreciate when I'll open up my little notifications and see like the comments from y'all and replies from y'all and like the subscribe notification. It really does make my day. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.